I had cut all caffeine for a long time after my heart stuff.
After you died a few times.
Yeah, I died a few.
Didn't you have a heart attack, dude?
No, I didn't have a heart. It straight up stopped.
It just stopped. So the electricity from his brain to his heart stopped.
Is that like
it stopped
genetic?
completely 4 times. Yeah.
Was it AC or DC?
I don't know. That's a good
What?
question. AC
All
or
right,
DC?
thermodynamics.
I don't know.
So what's funny?
You flew over my head with that one. Yeah.
The first cardiologist I saw, he was like, looked at my chart. He goes, "I'm a plumber. You need an electrician.
Yeah.
I'll go find you a guy."
So we got a
Like,
pacemaker.
And Nick walked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
He's like, I got you, bro.
And,
Why are you here, Nick?
but I was just saying that to like, I stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any better. I just felt like shit all the time still. Like getting off of caffeine it was almost like 6 months.
Yeah, it was a while.
I was like, when's my body going to be like, hey, we can do this on our own?
We don't
it
need
just
to.
never came back.
No.
And so like I slowly.
I feel like we're at the age where you don't get it back,
yeah,
right?
I'm
Like
just
that's
still just now I'm just tired and I can't drink coffee or energy drinks. Like this sucks.
I got there at one point too because like I used to drink like fucking 3 White Monsters a day.
Yeah, I was
gosh.
bad.
I was like prescribed Adderall and everything like that. To
And
this
drink
day,
Monsters?
I can't take that stuff. I can't do like huge amounts of caffeine. Like I
Yeah.
can't drink full energy drinks without having like a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, I
don't
have
know
to
when
be
that
easy
happened.
on it now. After his old stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, a little trauma gives you panic attacks, so I got those.
Crazy.
Yeah,
And I had to lean
watch your
off
husband
of it.
die 4 times in a
It
36-hour
changes
span.
things, you know?
and-
Yeah.
Were you actually like flatlining or you just
He
like,
flatlined
no.
4 times.
holy shit?
One of
okay,
them was
I
for
didn't know that
21
part.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just literally flatlining and it's like, beep.
Yeah, so
they-
no,
What
They
happens
didn't shock
when you
him, they
die,
got it
Clint?
back.
nothing.
That's what I hate this conversation.
Did you,
does.
you see nothing?
Oh, I accidentally fucking opened
No,
that
not
one
like
up.
that.
Sorry.
I'm not
No,
gonna fight
go.
about it. No.
You sold the fucking void, buddy.
What's the
it
voice
is
like?
Black.
But also, one of the
like
the time he
sleeping,
was
that's
out
what I always say.
for the time he was out for 21 seconds, when he was coming back,
Yeah. So I was hooked up. Like we know it was 21 seconds because I was hooked up to a monitor.
yeah, he was in the hospital when that happened. He was already on monitor, so they actually tracked it.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was waking up, he said, "I'm hallucinating," and I was like, "Okay, what are you hallucinating?" I'm like trying to get
don't
him back
remember
up.
that,
He doesn't
though.
remember saying it.
So
at
what
all.
I remember every time, feel dizzy for a second, black,
Just out.
lights out, and
Yeah.
then like slowly. Every time, the first thing I remember is hearing Jennan's voice, and that was like my like grasp on reality. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I like, yeah, wake up, like fucking
was
get
crazy.
there, and then like I slowly come to, and everybody in the room's like, what the fuck just happened?
You still alive?
And funny story, dark humor. That's how we get through it, right?
Yeah.
Dark humor. The first time it happened, we were at lunch. Me, Jenna, Mikey, David. We're sitting at a booth in a Chinese restaurant in Bernie. Apparently,
You can't say what.
I'm not going to say what restaurant. And
We all know anyway.
hit the table, roll out of the booth. And like I'm out. That one, I think I
He
hit
was
my
out
head.
for like a minute on the
and,
first
like,
one.
I
Like
was
we
for
had an
sure
ambulance on the
unconscious.
way.
I played football my whole life. I know what a concussion feels
Yeah.
like. The rest of the day, I was for sure concussed.
Yeah, definitely. You're out of it. It's
So
crazy.
I wake up. I'm like, it's fine, guys. It's fine. I get back in
Everyone in the restaurant is like, it's not
Yeah.
fine. Like everyone is freaking
sit
out at
down
that
at
point.
the back of the table, and I look around. And everyone's quiet, and I go, "Sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party."
That's your t-shirt.
And David just looks at me and was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I can laugh now, but everybody at the table was like, shut up. We were all fully traumatized at that point.
So not to like be fucking gay about it or anything, but like how has that kind of like shifted your perspective on stuff?
It's so the first year was tough. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't have a diagnosis. I have no idea what happened. My body just
They
ran out of
literally just said
electricity
electricity
to pump my
stopped.
heart.
Yeah.
That's more terrifying.
Right.
Right.
So now I have a pacemaker, and
Yeah.
in a couple weeks it'll actually be 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The
It was
first
that long ago.
Yeah.
Man, it feels like it was a couple months.
Same.
That's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
it really does.
So yeah, I have a pacemaker in. It is working most of the time. The last time I actually got it checked,
Yeah.
I go in, they put this device on me, and it like sends all the information to it, which is modern medicine is freaking crazy.
It's weird. They can speed up his heart while he's sitting there
That's
and
how they
lower
check
it
to
and
make sure
watch
it
it to make
works.
sure it's working
I
correctly.
put this thing like
It's
over my
crazy.
shoulder. Doctor gets the laptop out. He's like, okay, clickety clack, clickety clack. Drops my heartbeat down. You don't feel that, right? Because your heart beating slower isn't that big of a deal. And he's like, and then I just feel my heart racing. And when you're not exercising, you're not doing anything, and then your heart just starts like at 120 a minute.
It's called a panic attack.
Yeah,
Right.
and
That's
like,
what, exactly.
It is. It's such a crazy feeling. But he said, so right now my device is working about 80% of the day. So
Yeah.
80%
Thank goodness
of
for
the day,
pacemakers,
my heart is not beating on its own.
Mm-hmm.
That
Your
is really,
heart is just. You
done.
need that fucking.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's
So-
basically what they told us. They were like,
Yeah.
it's not going to work on its own anymore. So
We
we're
are
gonna have
living
this device.
cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
fucking
goodness they
crazy.
have that.
Right.
I mean,
and so it took a long time. It was more of a mental game than anything,
Yeah.
right? To like come to grips with I'm okay, right? Like
Right.
it's not gonna happen again. I'm fine. And it was probably like almost 18 months or so into it that like I finally was like,
Yeah.
I'm good. Like,
it took some real adjusting
yeah,
for sure.
I'll be okay. And
I imagine like even just like on a day-to-day anxiety basis,
Mm-hmm.
like that's got to kind of weigh over you.
For
like,
sure.
This could be it. And I'm
Yeah.
jogging,
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. When we got home from the hospital, we have a close friend who's a doctor, and he started getting really nervous when he first saw the kids. That's like a kind of shocking thing.
Yeah, I was in the ICU
And he
for
said,
4 days.
he was stuck for a while. And so once we got home, he saw the kids and he started panicking a little bit. And we called our friend, and he came over and like gave us like a pep talk. Basically,
Yeah.
it was like his heart can't stop now. Like
Yeah.
even when he dies, they have to turn the pacemaker off, or his heart it'll keep
Right.
beating. Yeah.
Like when I'm old and like it actually is time,
Yeah.
it will keep pumping until
They'll
a
have to
doctor
turn
comes
it
in and
off.
shuts it off.
Yeah.
Like
It's
now,
crazy.
I've done the research. I'm like, so I'm just pumping blood until somebody realizes. No, apparently, like when you actually die and all the function goes, the heart just stops, and so it just like shocks
keep-
it with no actual like
pumping.
pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you don't like just like fucking phase in and out of heaven.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm here. I'm gone. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
yeah. Like, hey, shit.
Lagging at the
Yeah.
pearly gates.
Sorry, St. Peter. I'm doing like fucking 10 frames right now.
Fuck, I'm further back in line. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
so
crazy.
like my cardiologist is super cool, and
Yeah.
he was like, you're young, you're healthy. I think it was almost 2 years before that I ran the New York City Marathon. Like I'm a healthy guy. Like
So what, like 30, 35?
I'll be 36 in like a couple months.
So like shortly before that, we had done the beer mile. It was
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
This was like 3 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And to stress how athletic you are, how fast could you run a mile in your like peak?
So the fastest I've ever done a mile is like 6:30ish.
But you can continue that.
But yeah,
But that's
so
at 250. I mean, he's a big guy.
Well,
Yeah.
like going back a little bit, he won the Bernie Beer Mile, which is you chug
Beer
a
mile
beer,
champ.
quarter mile, chug a beer, quarter mile, chug a beer for
Mm-hmm.
a mile, and he fucking blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
So turns
was
out
your
I found
time?
my sport.
Drinking and running.
Drinking beer and running.
It sounds like the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's like
Exactly.
the Bernie beer mile.
And so we found out about this thing, and we're like, man, me and Matt were like, that seems super simple. Like, it should be fine. And then we found out the record was like 10:40 or something like that. And I was like, I 1,000% can beat that. And so we started training, just drinking water and running. And like I have a ton of videos in my phone leading up to it. Where like, I'm on a run, I finish the run, I run inside, crack a beer, and fucking chug it, and like, let's fucking go. And like me and Matt were just being meatheads to each other, like getting amped up for this beer
So
mile.
that's a
Per
long
usual.
way to say you were hammered at 9 a.m.
Yes. So my time, the world record is like under 6 minutes, which is crazy.
We
to
looked
think.
into it. It was really crazy, actually.
My time was 8:32.
And just
Damn,
for the
we-
cooking. And the previous record was 10 minutes.
Yeah, you practiced with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I practiced with you guys that one day when the old
When the
lady,
old lady-
the lady
yes.
came and kicked us out. And
Oh, yeah. I
remember
forgot
that
about
story.
that.
We tried to train in the middle of the street at 9 o'clock in the morning. This lady just comes outside and sees a white like folding table with like 40 beers on it.
Yeah.
And us dude just like fucking slamming it. And then we just run away. She's like, hey!
She was pissed.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Influencing.
She wrote a letter to Matt saying how disappointed she was that we put
Yeah.
that on YouTube of her yelling.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
Oh yeah, she came out there and she was fucking screaming at us.
She was not
and-
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell me about these beers.
So it was at a brewery in town. So it wasn't even like
are these like craft brewery beers or
Yes.
like Busch Lights?
No, like craft beers.
we were practicing for it. Lady screamed at us. We went back to Matt's house. We did
yeah.
it again.
Yeah.
We did 2 that morning.
Yeah.
And then so when he actually did the thing, it was craft brewery beers, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just because we were slamming like Coors.
Yeah, it was just like Coors Light,
Normal,
like
yeah.
Sessies
like
or
water
something.
beer, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there was one dude that was keeping up with me the whole time. Again, he's just like a skinny, like he looks like a runner.
He
I
was a
look
runner
like
for
me.
sure, yeah.
And like he shows up thinking he's got this. And I got him out the gate and he's like struggling to keep up. I'm like, how is this chubby guy keeping up? And so I remember we're coming into the last beer neck and neck. And if you puke, you're disqualified.
Right.
And so I'm just staring at him. He's staring at me, and we're drinking. And he like spits up and like pukes up a little bit, and I just go, "Puker!"
It was so dramatic.
What were you guys drinking?
Just whatever the
It was
beer
so they
that-
gave it was
Probably
4 different.
heavy ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 4 different beers. There was a dark beer in there for
Yeah.
sure.
Wait, is it 4
It was the 4
beers?
different ones they
so you
offered.
drink a beer,
Yeah.
run a quarter mile. Yeah, drink a beer, quarter mile. So
They were bottles.
4 beers, 4 quarter miles, 8:32. And then when you're done, you realize I just chugged 4 beers in 8 minutes.
And my heart's pounded quick.
And
Yeah.
like 5 minutes later, I told Jen, I was like, I'm kind of drunk.
They were
Like,
all drunk. And then they went tubing for the rest of the day. And
Yeah,
we're just
that was-
so incredibly hammered
it
by
was
the end of the day.
sloppy. So
It was
all
sloppy.
that to be said, I'm a healthy dude. And so my cardiologist is like, you're fine. Don't think about it. There's actually now the only thing that was wrong with you is fixed. You can go back to your life. You can drink caffeine. You can drink beer. Like just be
Yeah.
a little more mindful of like what you do. And so that's
So
that's
is there
kinda where
like
I'm at.
like you charge it somehow or like
No, so it's got a battery. I can tell you how much battery life I have.
Yeah.
It's like a conductive charger where like you like lay down in bed.
No,
like,
there's
it
no
sits
charger
under
at
the
all.
bed.
No,
No.
he'll have to get it replaced. What did they tell us last time? 10 years, I
About
think.
10 years, I'll need a new battery.
Yeah.
And then after about 30 or 40, I'll need a new device.
What's even crazier,
Damn.
they did the pacemaker surgery
my
while he was
Duracell
awake.
lasts like a week.
Yeah.
So,
Bullshit.
when you-
Oh, is it like a fucking watch where you like just walking around recharges it?
Wouldn't that be
no,
nice?
yeah, it doesn't recharge at all. I don't know what's going
How
on.
the fuck's it last 10 years?
I
It is really
know.
crazy, especially working at 80% of the time. Like it's nuts.
What I'm pulling from this is when you die, there's just darkness.
Yes, that's all I saw. That's all.
Shut up!
Jenna said one time I said
Hate that.
I'm hallucinating,
Mm-hmm.
but the other 3 times, like it. Sorry guys, it's just black.
What was it like before you were born?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe you just didn't
what I
get
was
far
saying.
enough because you still had brain activity,
Maybe.
right?
The pendulette thing.
That's what I tell
Where-
myself to feel better.
It's like even if you're not a religious person, because like if you're
Right.
a religious person, obviously you think that there's like an afterlife and everything like that. Like there's a place that your soul goes once you're gone.
Right.
But even if you're not, it's like the pendulette argument where it's like, is the year 1890 scary to you?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't there for it, so yeah, it's just like the year 2190.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not there.
Yeah.
So I have 11 years of battery life left.
Yeah. And then he'll go get
Oh,
it.
tell it.
Yep.
damn.
He can keep an eye on it.
Yeah. You want to see my heart beat? I think.
Oh, that's creepy.
No,
man.
I'm joking. You
I'm
can't actually see it,
living
but
in
like.
the future.
Yeah,
Watch, I can
says
stop it.
It's active and it's transmitting to my phone.
Dies on set.
And then
Just like
this-
we love this trick. Start we should. Comes back on. It's the party trick we do.
So this transmits to my phone transmits to the cloud, and if something weird happens, my doctor gets an alert.
Yeah.
So if you go on Splash Mountain and your phone gets wet, you're fucked.
No.
No, I know,
The phone doesn't no.
So like right after it took me a while to
everybody
get.
have a good ride.
Yeah. So last year when I trained to do the Murph. The first time I ever
Yeah.
did it because I was like, so a year to the day, I trained myself back up, bench 315, and then started training for the Murph because I
That
was
was
like,
the goals, yeah.
I'm gonna, I got to get back to normal.
The
what
the Murph is the 21:15.9, right?
No, it's a
No,
run. It is
it's
100,
a
200,
mile.
300, and 1 mile.
No, it's a mile, 100 push-ups, 200 or 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, a mile.
Yep.
100 pull-ups.
I
Fuck
never
you.
done it before because I can't do pull-ups. I'm 250. Like
Yeah.
pull-ups at that big don't work. But one of my friends is a fighter pilot here in town, and he does a big thing at his house every year. And he's like, "You got to do it Like, so
Just
I
try.
tried.
How long do you have?
I
As long
trained
as
It's as long as you
yeah.
want.
You
The time
want to
doesn't
do
matter.
under like a good time is like under an hour.
Yep.
You can split it up too, though, right?
Yeah. So like I did.
Usually 10, 20, 30 is what I
Yes.
would do rule of thumb.
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30 after the
Yeah,
fight.
or you can even go like 5, 10, 15 if you're getting too tired, right? But so as I'm training, my heart spikes and it's going crazy. I had an appointment with my doctor like 2 weeks into training. He was like looking at my stats. He was like, "Have you changed anything about your life recently?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I'm seeing some crazy activity on your stuff. Like, what were you doing on Tuesday at like 5:30 last week?"
It's crazy they
I was
can
like,
just know that. Yeah.
"Oh, I was working out." He was
Yeah.
like,
What were you doing at your house approximately 11 o'clock p.m.?
"Yeah." So it's
Well,
like
Doc,
yeah, it's that detail that like he saw. Yeah,
for approximately 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Casanova over here.
I know. Wow, look at him showing up.
So yeah, it's
I was trying to pump you up, man. I don't know.
we're living in the future.
Yeah.
And so I even think about like in 30, 40 years when I have to change my device, like what
gonna
the
be so
fuck's the
different,
technology
yeah.
going to be then? Like I'll straight up just be a robot. Like
Yeah.
it's
Maybe
weird.
they can just charge the one you have, and you don't have to get a whole surgery for it.
Yeah, because the surgery.
Use the
sucked.
old. Jenna's like, use the old one, please.
Yeah,
Don't update.
I was awake for the surgery. But no, the surgery was nuts. I was awake for it the whole time. They did
Yeah.
not put me under.
Wait,
No, what?
They
Wait,
give him
hold the
fentanyl.
fuck up.
Yeah.
You want to know how hardcore fentanyl is? You can have heart surgery on fentanyl and you don't feel it.
Did
Were
you
you
just
looking
ask
down?
Did you just
They
ask
covered.
a cop?
Yeah,
Like, you want to know how hardcore fentanyl
No,
is?
like that's what like
It
if-
changes the history of mankind. Yeah, that's what
yeah,
it
like
fucking does.
that's actually how
Changes
insane
the
it is.
course
Like,
of 2020.
if people have never seen it in real life or know, like that's how fucking crazy this drug
Yeah.
is. Like
It's nuts.
You were awake.
1000%. What's crazy? I hope my doctor watches this and he sees it. With the stereotype of surgeons is what they're like the bros of like medicine
Yeah.
because you have to be confident to like
Right.
I'm gonna put something in this 34-year-old's body so he doesn't fucking die. I'm the man, right? Like that's
Yeah.
how you have to think.
I hope that's how my surgeon thinks.
Right.
The goal, right?
I don't know if
It's-
I'm ready.
That's the stereotype. Like, on,
That's not what you want.
like, did anybody watch Scrubs? Right?
God,
like
I just
the-
hope my surgeon's not a cyclist.
They all are.
Full
Yeah.
circle.
They also shake your hand very shittily.
Yeah.
You ever
Dainty
notice that
hands.
anytime you meet a doctor?
They got to
Yes,
keep
they're-
their hands soft and nice, right?
It's
Anybody like
but if someone's like,
that? If
Yeah,
you do
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
that handshake, you should be euthanized.
Oh my god.
I don't know, but they fucking do surgery on our hearts, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking
The
So-
two worst handshakes is like the little like that, and the guys who like only seen a handshake in a cartoon, so they think you need to go fucking 1 foot of vertical movement.
dude, every
I hate
fucking
them.
surgeon I've ever met though, dude. It's fucking
Gotta preserve the hands. That's the livelihood.
Yeah, it's true.
So they don't tell me or Jenna that I'm not going under before
No, I had
this.
no
This is
idea.
why you pay for Pepper Box.
Yeah. And so they strap me in to the bed, and then like she's like, "Hey, we're gonna give you fentanyl. We're not putting you under. If
It's Tuesday.
if you feel anything, let us know."
Casual.
They numb me around a little bit.
It's not even Fat Friday.
I know.
It's
The day I usually do it.
They put a curtain over my head so like I don't want to look. And right before it happens, I hear a doctor walk in and he says to some other doctor, he's like, I can't, I wish I could remember. I was on fentanyl. It's hard to remember stuff. And he says something along the lines of like, let's fucking do this. And like, I hear a high five. I was like, fuck yeah.
I was just like, that
I
was
got
like-
bros.
It put me at so much at ease at this, like,
they just seen a hand go up looking for a high five.
this dude's got me. I'm going to be fine.
Dude, I would be so hyped. That's fucking rad.